Hello everyone, my name is Colin Clark and I am the Eco AmeriCorps member for the Addison County Solid Waste Management District here in Middlebury, Vermont. I'm originally from a small farm community in Maine, um, and I moved down here back in September for this post after graduating from college. Um, and I've really been trying to reduce my impact and reduce my waste stream for the past 3 or 4 years through a minimalist and zero waste lifestyle, which is brought me to my interest in and work in the world of zero waste or not zero waste, but waste management, my interest in zero waste. What is zero waste? Zero waste, as defined by the Zero Waste International Alliance, is the conservation of all resources by means of responsible production, consumption, reuse, and recovery of products, packaging, and materials without burning and with no discharge to land, water, or air that threatens the environment or human health. Now, this is kind of a wordy definition. Definitely took me a few times reading it over to really get it. But essentially what this is getting at is basically zero waste, a lifestyle is looking at the entire life cycle of a product. So from when it's first made to when it's used to from when it's first made to when it makes it into stores, when it goes to people's homes and people have bought it, and then the end of its life when it's thrown out. And it's trying to zero waste lifestyle is trying to make sure that each one of those steps in its life cycle is not harming the environment or the human health. So it really focuses on the end of its life, so not throwing it out. And how we can do that. We currently live in a society that overconsumes the Earth's natural resources. We use 1.7 of the Earth's natural resources every year, which is not sustainable. It's not through pollution and extraction of materials and resources. We are overconsuming what the Earth has to offer and polluting when it tries to heal itself. So it's not a sustainable model. And one of these really big pollutants are landfills, are garbage sites. And we're the only animals to produce waste. Landfills do act as these very harmful subjects to the environment. They are dead ends. They are at the end of a life cycle, and products come here, materials come here, and they sit here, and this is what they look like. They're just big mountains of trash or big holes in the ground. There's machinery usually moving around the trash, make room for other trash. And then eventually they're covered with dirt or sometimes large tarps. That doesn't negate that they still release pollutants. They release methane gas, which is the strongest greenhouse gas, pollutes the air, warms the environment, and contributes to climate change. So the landfills are very bad for the environment, and the zero waste lifestyle is trying to reduce the need for a landfill. Another issue with landfills are many things in landfill shouldn't necessarily be there. If you see in this picture, you can see in this trash heap, there's a lot of cardboard, pretty much all cardboard. But cardboard can be composted. It can be shredded up and used as a carbon source in your compost. It can be recycled. It can even be reused if it's in good enough condition for like cardboard boxes and whatnot. So this is what zero waste movement is really trying to do, is seeing items in the landfill not necessarily as single-use items that we can just throw away, but instead as a misplacement of resources. So things that we can reuse and recycle and use in other aspects of our lives. They don't have one use. And this is, I'm not sure if you've heard of Lauren Singer. Lauren Singer was a college student a couple years ago in New York City who fit 3 years of her trash in an 8-ounce mason jar. And that's awesome. It's very inspiring. It's a really cool thing if you can do that. But I actually want to use this slide to talk about what zero waste is not. Zero waste is not a black and white issue. It's not about producing no trash. It's not about producing only going home and in filling up one jar of trash. So getting people to think about their waste stream and where their trash goes and how much trash they produce. So if you can take anything away from this presentation, it's that as long as you're making, really buckling down on one thing and really trying to reduce your waste in that one way, you're being part of the zero waste movement. And you're really helping, and that's awesome. So I first want to start off with why we have these problems, this big waste problem. And one of the issues that causes the waste problem is our linear economy. So our linear economy is a model of a take, make, and waste. So we take resources from the earth, we make materials out of them. Out of those materials, we make products, and then products go to grocery stores or other stores. People buy them, and they're usually just thrown away. And it's a dead end. It's a straight line. Once they're thrown away, we don't really use them anymore. And it's an overuse of our natural resources. A linear economy assumes we have an infinite number of resources. There's an infinite amount of stuff we can make materials and products out of, just throw away. And it also pollutes because it creates landfills. And we're consuming the world's resources at a staggering rate. And it's not an infinite number of resources, it's a finite number. And in opposition of a linear economy is a circular economy. This circular economy in opposition is in a circle. Why it's called circular. So instead of a dead end, you make the products, you use the products, but instead of this dead end of a landfill or a waste stream, you return it back to and make it into something else. So this produces no waste. It's the goal of zero waste living, and it mirrors the cycle of nature. So if you think about an apple tree grows, it'll grow an apple, and the apple will fall to the ground, and then it'll decay there, and its energy will go back into the soil, providing food for another apple tree to grow. And this cyclical motion mirrors that of circular economy. It's really what we're trying to do with recycling, but recycling's not quite there. And a really good recycling product that is really good, it's a closed loop and nothing's lost, and it is this circle, is aluminum. So aluminum is an infinitely recyclable substance, so it can be melted down and then made into new stuff, and then melted down again and then made into new stuff without losing any of the products. So some of the aluminum that we hold today in your soda cans or seltzer waters or other canned products is the same aluminum from when first mined in the 1940s, which is pretty cool. This is known as cradle-to-cradle recycling because there's no waste. It starts and finishes with the same amount of the material that's not being wasted. And then the five R's of zero waste, are refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. And these five R's are ways you can reduce your waste stream and live more in this loop circular life and become more of a zero waste lifestylist. And the first of these R's is refuse. And this is the easiest, most impactful way. So for all the refusing is really asking yourself, like, do I really need this? When you go go out to dinner or go out to lunch, refusing to take stuff into your life that is single use. So single use straws, single use plastic silverware, single use styrofoam packaging. If you're thirsty, it's refusing to buy a plastic water bottle. Maybe you bring your own reusable water bottle. And I just recently moved to Vermont, and I didn't realize that Vermont bans single-use plastic bags, which is awesome. Very cool. And refusal is really the art of saying no. So saying no to plastic straws, like I said, if you go out to a restaurant that gives away the free toys with a meal, asking yourself, will I use this or will I use it for very long? And then when I'm done with using it, what's going to happen to it? I might use it for a few minutes and then be like, oh, I'm done with this, throw it away. So instead of doing that, maybe you say no to that free toy. And that goes for everything. Everything that comes under your eye, under your responsibility. Ask yourself, where is it going when I'm done with it? And if the answer is the trash, try to refuse it and say no. The next one of these R's, second R, is reduce. So this is reducing what you bring into your life, so you make less trash. Using things more than once for more than one purpose. Finishing all the food on your plate is a great example. For food waste, and maybe this Thanksgiving you go and you pile your food really high, but instead you take only what you're going to eat, and so that you don't waste a lot of that food and have to compost it instead. Another way to reduce your waste stream is the DIY movement, do it yourself. Making your own supplies, making your own toothpaste, making your own deodorant, kind of trying to cut back as much as you can on that packaging, on those toothpaste tubes that have to be thrown away. Or bulk grocery shopping also can cut down on your packaging. You can go to a grocery store that you can buy in bulk at this grocery store, so you can fill up your own containers. If you don't grocery shop these kind of locations, trying to buy bigger quantities of items so you reduce on the packaging of each item. The next R is reuse. So for all things that we really do need in our lives, trying to find more than one use for them. So if you go to the grocery store and you get those plastic bottles and jugs and containers, reusing those for lunches. I know yogurt containers, I put salad and macaroni. They're great for holding lunches. Glass bottles and jars are great cups when you're done with them. The Teddy's peanut butter jars are great for cups when you're done with the peanut butter inside. Paper bags, newspaper, scrap paper, all of that is great to be shredded up and put in your compost. Great carbon source. Plastic bags, if you have any around, are really good for packing snacks in sometimes, and your trail mix when you go hiking, great for that. Clothing can be, and textiles can be used more than once when you're done with them, when you've outgrown them. Maybe trying to donate them or cutting them up and using them as cloths. Lots of ways. Another way of reusing is called upcycling. It's a type of recycling, or also known as creative reuse. And it conserves materials. Nothing's wasted. It allows you to get creative. So if you've seen this image, someone had made a bag of an old pair of jeans. So you've outgrown your jeans, instead of just chucking them in the trash and having them go to the landfill, maybe trying to reuse them for something else, like a bag. And it's a pretty cool bag. So quite cool. And the fourth R is recycle. And there are lots of faults in recycling. A lot of recycling, things that are recycled are only recycled once, not recycled again. But it is better than going to the landfill. Just making sure that you're putting the correct things in your blue bin. The Addison County Solid Waste Management District has a great A to Z guide on our website that really informs you how to recycle and the best ways to recycle, and what to put in your blue bin. Also making sure that there's no food residue in your recycling, and it's clean. So if you are recycling those peanut butter jars, making sure all the peanut butter is cleaned out. And the final R is rot. So for all those food scraps, composting them, allowing them to decay and become food and soil amendments for plants later in their lives. Some great ways to compost in Addison County are you can make your own backyard compost bin. You can buy soil savers and compost bins at the district transfer station. We have a great page on how to build your own compost bin if you'd like to do that. You can bring your food scraps directly to the transfer station, or you can have your trash hauler do curbside pickup of your food waste, food scraps. And this is really good because food scraps produce a lot of methane, greenhouse gas, and pollutants in a landfill because there's no air, and it's an anaerobic decomposition. But when you compost, you divert those emissions, which is really cool. And just a few ways you can be zero waste. Use a reusable water bottle if you haven't already. Use one out of hard plastic or metal or glass. Pack a litterless lunch. So instead of having snacks that require chip bags or lots of paper, trying to pack snacks that don't require anything, a piece of fruit or a banana, are also healthier. And then for things that you do need packaging for in your lunchbox, getting a reusable sandwich bag or using one of those jugs or containers to put your lunch in from like the yogurt containers. When you go shopping, bring your own bag. It's a lot of people do it, but it's a very important way to reduce your impact. Donating your clothing when you're done instead of just throwing it out or tossing it. Allowing someone else to use it so they don't have to buy more and produce more clothing. I really want to drive home right at this part in the presentation that you can live a zero waste lifestyle and still produce trash. Just producing less trash and really trying to focus on one or two, maybe a couple of these things that I've mentioned in this presentation and buckling down those, focusing on those, and you can be a part of this zero waste lifestyle as well. And two quotes I want to leave you with, one by Barack Obama, my role models, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. The other one is by Margaret Mead, a well-known anthropologist, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." So, change the world through our zero waste living. With that, I want to say thank you and ask if there are any questions.